Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Fandom Fitness Friday. I'm PJ with ZooFit, and all of February we are celebrating Black History Month, and Fandom Fitness Friday is no different. We actually do have quite a few heroes in the ZooFit. I don't guess foray philosophy that we truly admire. Again, a Fandom Fitness isn't just about having fun adventures with our favorite characters. It's about unleashing our inner superheroes, our inner heroes ourselves. So we do have a whole portion where we honor real life living heroes. And today is a remarkable person that we're celebrating for Black History Month as well. And that is Martin Luther King Jr. Just a phenomenal speaker, a motivator, and just a practitioner of hope, peace, love, compassion, and just everything that I admire is part of being a hero, part of ZooFit, making the world a better place. So today we're going to honor Martin Luther King Jr., Black History Month, with a special mobility workout. So this is going to work a little bit differently. Instead of just going over all the exercises and then doing the workout, we're going to go over the exercises while we're doing the workout. Again, the cell mobility, it's about things that you can do anytime, any place. If you're sitting at the computer, getting up every once in a while to stretch those muscles, also kind of release some of that creativity that might be pent up in there by doing a little bit more movement. So we have 8 mobility movements, and they all, again, are honoring Martin Luther King Jr. So a lot of his famous quotes, a lot of his famous sayings. We have "I have a dream," quad and hip and hamstring stretch at the very end. We have his March on Washington, knee huggers, and his famous street sweeper speech that we'll be getting into for leg sweeps, and be a scrub tree twist. So we'll get into those in just a little bit. So these are going to be movements. We're not going to go over them, each one of them individually. We're going to go over them as we're getting into it. So we're going to be doing about 10 repetitions of each movement. Again, nice, easy mobility, and then moving on right on to the next one. So let's go ahead and get started honoring Martin Luther King Jr. with a mobility workout for Black History Month. All right, for our first exercise is drive out the darkness with light. Good mornings. So this is when we're going to need our dowel rods, whatever you're deciding to use for mobility. So we're going to place the bar on our back, right behind our neck and on our shoulder, and we're going to have a neutral grip. What that means is basically whatever is very comfortable for you. If it is out here, that's great. But again, nice and comfortable grip on the pole. And then we're simply going to hinge at the hips. So we're going to keep our legs straight, knees soft, and we're also going to keep our back straight. So hinging at the hips, we're going to hinge forward, so sticking that butt out. We're going to come down as far as we are comfortable coming down. So if you're feeling that deep stretch right up here, that's great. That's perfectly fine. If you can come down just a little bit further, that's great too. And then we slowly come back up. There's one. We're going to be doing 10 of these. So once again, hinging forward, the butt's going to come out a little bit, keeping our back straight and our legs straight. Knees are soft. We don't want those legs locked out, but we just want them, we do want them to be straight. We're not bending. We're not doing a squat here. And then we're going to keep a hold of our poles for the next one. This is Nobel Peace Prize around the world, yes. But again, a Nobel Peace Prize is an award for any individual around the world. So we're going to do around the world, Nobel Peace Prize for peace around the world. We're going to have a wide grip on the pole. So rather than just a neutral grip, we're going to grip the pole pretty wide. And then to do around the world, we're going to lift one arm. So I've got my left arm up and my right arm is straight down. And I'm going to bring it around to the back, keeping those both arms straight. I'm going to bring the bar parallel, and then lift my right arm up into the air, keeping my left arm down, and bring the pole back to the front. So that's a very slow one. And we're going to do 5. We're going to do 5 each way, nice and slow. Bring the bar to the back, keeping our arms straight, and then to the side, and then back to the front. There's 10, and then we're going to go the other way. So this can get a little bit tricky. So I'm going to raise that right arm first. Left arm goes down, come to the back. Then left arm comes up, and right arm is down for that second part. So it's just, again, opposite direction. Remember, trying to keep our arms straight the entire time. So what this is doing is opening up our shoulders and warming up those muscles, stretching them out just a little bit. We may need this a little bit later, but for right now, this might be the last time for the pole. We're going to be doing, we're going to do street leg sweepers. So this is also a famous quote, and famous quote by Martin Luther King. If it falls on your lot to sweep streets, be the best street sweeper you can be. And so let's be the best that we can be by doing, again, 2 different versions of a leg sweeper. So the first one is going to be a forward back. I'm going to be holding the pole in the same leg that I'm going to be swinging back and forth. So I'm going to be starting with my left, what we call studio left. I'm going to swing it up in front of me and then behind me, keeping it straight, but also trying to keep myself straight up too. So we're going to do 10 each side. Art. Now the next street sweeping, or next leg sweeper we're going to do is that back is side to side. So I like to hold that pole kind of right in my middle. And it really doesn't matter which hand I'm holding the pole. And this is just for stability. If you want to try this without a pole, you're more than welcome to. I like to, again, just a little added stability for me. But instead of going forward and back, we're going to go across our body and to the side. So it's going to go across our body and then opening up. And this is going to open up our hips a bit as well. So we're going to do 10 on each side. Yeah. And I think for right now, at least, we can put the poles to the side. You may want them for a little bit later, but right now we're going to go into some hip and then knee. Well, not knee openers, but some hip mobility and knee mobility. For it is always time to do the right thing, hip open. So we're going to be going kind of in a clock motion. With our hips, we're going to start at 12 o'clock. We're going to pressing our hips and our pelvis forward. And then we're going to go to, my direction is going to be 3 o'clock. So I'm going to kick my hips out to the side, going down to 6 o'clock. I'm going to be hinging forward, kind of like those good mornings. Hitting 9 o'clock, we're going to kick those hips out to the opposite side and then come back up to 12. So I'll do 10. We'll do 5 each way. We're going to do 5 regular time and then 5 reversing time. It's always the right time for mobility. It's also always the right time to do the right thing. 5. So let's go the opposite direction. Once again, we're going 12, kicking out for 9, coming back to 6. We're going back in time, so we're going to 3 and then back to 12. And again, here. And there we've got our hip time. I'm going to call that hip time from now on. I'm now copywriting that exercise. It's hip time. And now it's knee time. Same thing. We're going to keep our knees close together. I don't think I've ever done this with ZooFit before. We're going to keep our knees close together. You can place your hands just above the knees. And then the same thing, we're going to go a nice circle. Yeah, we're going clockwise and then counterclockwise with our knees. This is a really great knee mobility. If you sit for long periods of time, just standing up and doing this one exercise every 20 minutes or so will help out tremendously. All right. Next up, we have our March for Washington knee huggers. Again, a couple of different levels you can do. We're going to do 10 on each side, but you can just stay here in a nice march, just bringing our knees up. If you'd like to, you can stay right there. You want to bring it up just a little bit more. Again, getting it full mobility. We're going to hug that knee to our chest. Now, once again, at whatever level you're at, if you're here and you can't bring the knee up any further, perfect. That's like you. Keep doing that. If you want to, you can bring that knee all the way up. That's perfect too. Again, this is your workout. We're going to be the best versions of ourselves. We just go until we feel good. All right. This is another one. If you want to use your poles again, we're going to do free at last invisible fences. You can do this with or without a pole. I obviously would find it's a little bit easier with a pole, but we're going to hold it in the opposite leg that we're moving. So this time again, I'm going to be starting with my right leg. So what we're going to do is we're going to act like we're going over an invisible fence. So we're going to pick up our knee, pick our leg up, and then we're going to open up our leg, and we're going to go over this invisible fence. We have to get the ankle up equal to our knee, going over that fence, and then we can put our leg back down. We have to come back over that fence though. So we're going to lift that leg, bring that ankle up to the knee, come back over the fence, and put our leg back down. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So raising that leg up, coming up to the side, we're going to lift that ankle up, going over the invisible fence, and bring that foot back down. Come back over, lifting that ankle up, open over the invisible fence, and bring it back down. We're free at last. Right. There we go. All right, we have 2 more exercises for mobility. Next one, you're going to want a mat or a padding for your knees. So we have mats. Also a great time for me to promote, hey, do it yourself. I just made this one. Again, from a old pillow and some a drawer liner and some duct tape. This is really great padding for exercises just like this. We're doing a BA scrub tree twist. I'm kind of doing a little twist here of an exercise. But this is again going from back to that street sweeper speech. He says, if you can't be a pine on the hill, be a scrub in the valley, but be the best little scrub. And so we're going to be the best little scrub by doing, again, a little bit of a tree twist. We're going to be in a tripod position. So our knees are going to be on that padding if you want it. It doesn't have to be, but it's going to be on that padding. And we're going to use one hand on the ground. And so we're going to start off as a tree. So we're going to twist up. We're going to aim to be a tree, but if our lot in life is to be a scrub, we're going to be the best scrub we can be. We're going to do 10 on each side. Twisting up. And if you again even feel inspired, you can twist up and reach up to the sky and come back down. And we're going to close out our session, our mobility session, with a pretty long exercise. It might feel a little long for each leg. We're going to do 10 movements of a lying exercise. So if you want to grab a pillow, once again, I'm going to be using this for my head. All right, so we're going to start with a quad, then moving to a hip, and then a hamstring stretch. So we're going to start by laying down on our side. So once again, you can use a pillow, you can use your hand. Our bottom leg is going to be bent in front of us, and then our top leg, we're going to hold in our hand. Hold the top foot in our hand, and then for as far as a repetition, we're going to bring it back to again kind of straight position, bringing it back, and then releasing. We're going to do this 10 times on this side. Release, stretch it back, and release. Wherever you're feeling this, if you are, again, bringing it only back here, that's great, that's fine, that's like you. If you can bring it back a little bit further, feel that stretch, that's good too. And now for the hip, or this is also known as reverse pigeon, we're going to lay on our back and see if I can properly show you. I'm going to just showing you with my left leg for right now. without kicking my cute cat. So I'm going to bend my left leg, and I'm going to bring my right leg into my hand. So kind of like if you are thinking about, make a figure 4, but then pick up that foot, and then 10 times we're going to bring that foot towards our chest as much as you're able to comfortably, and getting that stretch in our hips and our glute, and almost everywhere on this leg. I'm feeling it nice and easy too. And then our last one we're going to do is a hamstring stretch. So once again, keeping this knee bent and the leg that you're stretching, I'm going to place my hands underneath that, right above the knee, but underneath my leg. And I'm just going to point, I'm going to straighten and then bend that knee. And you're going to feel a nice deep stretch in the hamstrings. It feels really good. 10 times. So we're going to do this on one side so far. So we've got one whole other side to do. So let me know how this feels. This, again, a really great mobility exercise, mobility program. We do generally try to do mobility at least once a week. We're focused on, again, stretching out our bodies rather than working up to the max. So let me know what you think of this. And if you have a hero that you would like to honor, please drop them in the comments down below. Love to hear who your heroes are, how we can honor them, how we can unleash our own heroes to live up to to those that we admire, as much as the characters that we love from literature. So thank you so much for joining me for Martin Luther King mobility workout. Getting a little bit inspired by all the actions that he did for us to inspire us to be the best versions of ourselves. So go out and be those best versions of yourselves. Remember to keep eating clean, living green, training positive, and I'll see you guys next time.